Yep, she's schizo.
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
Which we could really use here, but yes.
They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
She's about to admit it, isn't she?
Perfectly acceptable.
Oh.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
But she changed?
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, I'm fine. Oh, is that a dead body? Hey, are you there? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. Well, there's a front and a back, and top eating and a bottom. I see a tooth on the level 5. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
That's a weird
Not
request.
to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. Yep. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
We really love that word, don't we? Fiend! The fiend!
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
Well, that just makes me feel sorry for her. I mean, I thought she just hated herself. But no! She actually has a serial killer inside her, and... yeah.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
Well...
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
You know, I don't know if you're the murderer, but I definitely want to ram a chainsaw up your ass. Just saying.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. Don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
Now that's definitely wrong. Everything Toko has displays of reason that she gets a rush from the killing. Quite frankly, it seems like she loathes herself for doing this, for that being part of her, and hates herself and pushes everyone away from herself. So no, you assigning some sort of desire to that is completely wrong.
I tried. I swear I tried to control it, but...
Wow, I feel real sorry.
Your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
You know, I don't know if you're the murderer or not, and it doesn't matter. I'm gonna fucking wipe that smile off your face and prove to everyone who the killer is. And even if it isn't you, I will fucking prove at the same time that you are a colossal schmuck dumbass who were willing to throw us all under the bus because you couldn't possibly conceive of being wrong, despite the fact that you were completely off the track. You arrogant, self-centered, blonde-headed, money-rich, egotistical, power-hungry, sociopathic douche nozzle.
I hate you.
Well, that's not nearly strong enough.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backward. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Toko, you have a really fucking long tongue. And your eyes are bugging out. Genocide Jill. I suppose it's more appropriate. She's a girl.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Oh, wasn't it?
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality.
The murderer got it. The murderous fiend have it. That's a textbook case. Rare in real life, but you know.
So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So intense.
That's one way to put it.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
Who says that? Man, language really isn't your strong side.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know.
Man, you can lick the inside of your own ear.
Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is totally bizarre. This is beyond insane. What the fuck have our life become, huh, McCoble?
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
You know, she actually managed to look adorable there. That's actually kind of scary in of itself.
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Obviously.
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Well, the case file does indicate that somebody was trying to figure out who she was.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
I suppose you could argue that in the way that most organisms on the planet are designed to kill others and take in nourishment, even if only by killing or harming plants. But that's not the same as what you're doing.
Just kidding again!
Well, yeah.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
Nope.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive? Really? I don't think Genocide Jill has much of a motive besides pure, unadulterated bloodlust. But I don't think she did.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
Yes, but your whole argument hinges on Genocide Jill doing the murdering. If it was Toko who was afraid of that, then that would mean it's not Genocide Jill.
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
But you kept saying it's Genocide Jack, not Toko, and you're the one who fucking established that they are two different people. Your whole motive hinges on that being the case. You're contradicting yourself.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Right, we need to disprove it was Genocide Jill.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it doesn't!
No, that's wrong.
You're fucking wrong! And I can prove
Are
it!
the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction.
And custom-made
I
scissors.
consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Which might also explain why Genocide Jill hasn't done any murdering. Her signature style would be way too recognizable.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
The fatal injury. Because it was
For
stabbed.
one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
You know, she managed to be creepy and adorable in that picture, I'm not just saying, and that's probably the most disturbing that she still managed to look adorable occasionally.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. Yeah, and all the others were nailed to the wall.
I got it!
She was hung
Do
up,
you
not
remember what
nailed.
the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
On an extension cord, but yes.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Custom made.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
I'm not sure whether that's a complimentary or derogatory nickname. We'll just say thank you. Go on.
Listen up, Big Mac! There's actually one more difference!
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims that Chihiro didn't fit it. Who are the names of every victim? What you'll notice is... I think I figured out. I know why she couldn't have been killed too. Well, I have doubts about this one, but for now, this one will do.
I got it!
She kills men!
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?